Hey people, D-Man here. Today I'm reviewing Lock and Key Season 2. And I gotta say, it was okay. So, why was it okay and wasn't good? The first season was pretty darn good. This season, on the other hand, was kind of lackluster to say the least. Um, for several reasons. But first, let's do spoiler free and then spoilers. So, to be honest, some of this season was a little bit confusing to me until I finally remembered the first season, which I kind of forgot most of it. In the first season, we had. Their dad dying from some crazy guy asking about Key House, and then they moving to Key House to get rid of the dad's memories, I guess, to move on from the dad's dying, I guess. And then shenanigans happen. They find these keys. There's this evil lady that the child lets out, and she's evil, and she tries to take everything over, and she tries to take all the keys. And at the end, they assume they killed her, but they actually didn't kill her, and they killed someone else by accident. And and then it ended, and it's just like, ooh, it's ended, and now season two's coming out. So that's what I kind of remember from the first season, which is okay, I guess. Um, and then the second season starts up, and the second season, it has some twists and turns here and there, but to be honest, it's not as good. It's kind of boring. To be honest, like the first, I would say 4 episodes, and set maybe like the fourth episode had like a one good part, but the first 4 episodes were boring. Um, there's an episode between I think it was 6 and maybe 8. Like it was either 6, 7, or 8. I don't remember exactly which episode it was, where they could have won just like that, but they didn't. um, and at the end, it was kind of like anticlimactic and like a waste of things for certain reasons. But I'll tell you that afterwards, obviously. And then it ends off on a cliffhanger to say like, ooh, there might be a season 4. Yeah, season 3. So that's it. So that's spoilers. Let's go into spoiler. Let's go. No, that's spoiler free. Let's go into spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet, uh, go watch it. I mean, it's okay. If you like season 1, I don't know. Anyways, let's go into the spoiler section.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, share this video, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Okay, so spoiler alert. Okay, so the first 4 episodes, I think it's the first 4 episodes, are kind of boring, slow paced, a little bit of a slog to get through. And then in episode 4, there's a good ending. In episode 5, it starts getting more interesting. And it kind of goes up and down from episode 5, but it's still pretty interesting after episode 5. Although there's some dumb parts in there as well. So episode 1, we start off with everybody happy because they think they beat the bad guys, but we know they didn't beat the bad guys, but they think they beat the bad guys. Episode 1, basically what happens is the kid finds a key, and it finds a belt and a key, and it makes him super strong. So that's the thing. We have another key. The kid also finds a giant rat skull that's alluding to a different key that we'll get into a little bit later. So it's alluding to a different key, and that's a thing. And then they go to their movie premiere. Mackenzie, I think her name is the girl. She's having some boy troubles because she still likes the other boy, but she's going out with this boy who's the actually evil boy. Their mom sees the evil boy dragging off a dead corpse, not a dead cork, a dead corpse because his dumbass demon partner decided to kill the guy who was working concessions. Although the guy was a pervy creep, but whatever. She decides to kill him, and then they have to drag him off somewhere with the go anywhere key or whatever it's called. And the mom sees that, but they're kind of like, "Are you going crazy?" And the mom's just like, "I'm not going crazy," but she's going crazy again this season, even though she did that last season, and we thought we got over it. But she's going crazy again this season, um, at least a little bit. Um, and then episode 2, uh, I'll be honest, I don't remember what happens in episode 2. I just know stuff happens. I think it's more of Mackenzie having relationship issues, and also her brother starts having relationship issues because his girlfriend's starting to forget the keys, which is obviously a bad thing. So yeah, she's starting to forget the keys. So that's a thing. Um, Anyways, his girlfriend's starting to forget the keys, and he's sad, and Mackenzie's sad, because they're having relationship troubles, and then I don't think anything happens, and then I think season 3 comes along, and I'm pretty sure this is the episode where they go to the crazy girl who is locked in her own head, from last season. They go to her to figure out answers. They actually end up saving her, bringing her back outside into her own body, and then they bring her to her house because, that's how hospitals work. There's like, "Oh, you're back to normal? Let's not ask any questions and send you right to the house after our cutscene." So that was kind of dumb. That was like a big dumb thing. I think that happened in episode 2 or episode 3. I'm not sure what episode it was. But that happened. It was kind of dumb how fast she got to go to their house. But it was interesting, I guess. And she's a pretty interesting character at the end of the day. Probably one of the more useful characters, too. But she goes to their house and she's staying there. And the uncle is not having it. He's just like, "I don't remember this bitch. Fuck off," pretty much. And she's just like, "I'm your friend." He's like, "No, you're not. You're a bitch. You're a crazy bitch." So that happens. And then in episode 4, we get to meet. I don't know if this is episode 4, by the way. This could be an earlier episode. But this is the episode where the young little boy, he finds another key for a tiny house and also makes a new friend at his new school. And basically tells her everything about the keys, and she believes him. And then they go to her house, and his mother and her dad are starting to get a thing, by the way. So his mother takes him to her house for a date, for a play date, but it's kind of a date for her and him sort of thing, because they're starting to have a romantic relationship because she's slowly starting to get over stuff, even though she's still kind of cuckoo. But in this date, this play date, they find this dollhouse that looks exactly like the key house, and lo and behold, the key he has works in this dollhouse. And it basically turns this dollhouse into a live action version of the key house. And you can move furniture and such. And I'm assuming other things. And then he leaves the key with her by accident. And she's just like, "I'll protect it, promise." So he leaves the key with her. And then later on that night, a giant spider comes because she leaves it in the dollhouse by accident. So a giant spider comes and attacks them. And this scene is pretty good and pretty funny at the same time. So she leaves it open. Giant spider comes and attacks them, and they're all running for their life. They get the girl that's there that remembers all the stuff because she's the cuckoo. She's the girl that was stuck in a hospital, I guess. Now she's there, and they get her, and she's just like, "Holy shit! There's a giant spider!" And then she's just like, "Oh my god, the doll key, like the doll house key. Where the hell is it?" Um, and then the uncle sees it. He's just like, "What the fuck? There's a giant spider," but he's still fighting back against it. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's pretty insane, and pretty funny at the same time. At the end, he calls it. At the end, the little boy calls his friend, and she saves the day and helps them clean up a little bit. And then turns off the key because that's just how they roll. So that's how the giant rat skull got in there. That was the reference to that. Um, so they do this. The uncle forgets about it, and there's a giant mess. And then the friend of the uncle tries to be like, "Just listen, we can do this." He's just like, fuck you, crazy bitch," and he runs off to his room. And then the lady's just like, "Okay, I'm gonna put these memories in your uncle's head to make him remember," and they go along with it, and in the process, make the uncle go pretty much crazy and just start to get headaches and starts to lash out at everybody. So yeah, they basically just wreck the uncle. Um, and then after that, after that, like episode 5-ish to 6-ish, it starts ramping up pretty much and starts getting better. And in episode 5, I think it was, they have to find the key to turn the uncle back into normal because that's the only way they can do it. So they go into the girl's head that was stuck in her own head for a while. They go into her head, they find the location, they find the key, and they turn the uncle back into normal. And this is also the episode where they realize that Mackenzie's boyfriend is the evil bitch, and also, um, one of the other people is also an evil bitch. And this is the point they realize this. Very interesting indeed, I guess. And this whole time, the mother's dating this guy who is trying to find the entrance to the caves, to the portal, because he wants his wife back, and he thinks this portal is going to take him there. Um, so that's the whole thing. I'll just go over that really quick, so we don't have to cover that anymore. So basically, he wants to find this portal to figure out why his wife died, and their mom eventually finds out about this and says like, "Hey, listen, you're going crazy. This is crazy talk. I should understand. I went through the same shit." And he's like, "You don't understand," pretty much, and pushes her off. And at that point, they're no longer dating. And then eventually, he teams up with the demon bitch because the demon bitch wants the door open to to get out more of her comrades, or to get out more of her demon clan, I guess. Um, doesn't work. The guy forgets about it because it's magic, obviously. And then at the end, because of that experience, he starts throwing away all his research and just kind of forgets about it. And by the way, in this whole thing where he goes there, so he goes there with the demon girl, and then the demon boy, I guess I forgot her name, forgot his name or her name because he's kind of both. He comes there, and he tries to collapse the cave system on top of them, which somehow opens the door to the other world, at least slightly enough for the girl that we sent in there last season to get out. How'd she get out? Why isn't she different? We don't know. All we know is that she's out and she is alive and not at all crazy for some reason, which is just kind of stupid and bullshitty to me, I guess. So after this, they try to play it. So after this, they try to play it off that they don't know that these two people are evil. And they try to act normal. And then eventually, they basically say, like, hey, they call him, they're like, hey, my uncle's normal again. The guy's just like, oh, that's sweet, that's cool, let me come over, because he wants the uncle to make him a key. And that key is a devil key, because he already attempted to make a devil key, but the devil key he made only melted people. So that's a thing. Oh yeah, and at one point Kenzie gets her dark side back, her fears. Which is another thing I was thinking about. Couldn't like if you could go into your memories and get your fears, couldn't you go into your memories and get like the best you can be? Because the fear could not be killed; it could only be trapped and contained. But couldn't you go in there and get like the best you could be and be like, hey, you're the best me I can be, you're the strongest me, you're the badass that I want to be in my mind. Couldn't you go get that guy or girl and be like, come with me to kick this guy's ass? Because I don't know, the best me I could be would definitely go kick someone's ass with me, for me, because that's how cool he is. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just saying, isn't that a possibility? Because they can take out literally a fear incarnate, but they couldn't do that with like the best me you could be sort of thing. I guess if they did, that means you'd be like, oh, weak and fragile at the same time. But the best you could be could go kick the ass and then come back to him like, I'm coming back and I'm going back in your head, bro. Just thinking out loud. But that never happens, obviously. Um, anyways. The uncle's back to normal. They know the persons are evil, and they want to create a trap. And by the way, when they turn the uncle back into normal and they have this key that can do that, they don't use it on the mom for whatever reason, even though the mom is going crazy in the corner over there. And she's just kind of just like, guys, like, I'm having a mental breakdown here. And they're like, oh, that's cool. We're not going to help you, though, because, I don't know, fuck you, I guess. So that's kind of mean, I guess. Even though they have, like, the memory key. But whatever. Anyways, in episode, like, 6, 7, or 8, I don't remember exactly what episode, they create a plan to capture the bad guys and put them back in the well and everything like that. But this plan obviously does not work for very obvious reasons. So basically, they come over and they're gonna push the guy back into the well, and the girl, I don't know what the fuck they were gonna do with her because I kind of forgot. Um, During this, the guy fights back and he wins because he has this chain key that the girl that was over there got. And he also killed her in the previous episode. I forgot to mention that. He like just kind of snapped her neck and killed her and then buried her underground, which is messed up. But it happens, I guess. um But anyways, he thinks that they're onto him, but he thinks that they're not onto him. It's kind of confusing. Like one thinks they're onto them, one thinks they're not. And at the end, he has the upper hand because of this key that he has from this lady that tried to stop him. So he has this new lock and key that can capture people. Interesting, I guess. I should say can capture people and anything else and like actually keep them captured even if they're like a super overpowered demon. So that's a thing. And of course he uses this against them and he wins. And this is the stupid episode. And this is the reason why they have like all these plans and stuff. They're like this is what we're gonna do, this is gonna work, and this is gonna be awesome and stuff like that. And also the little kid's friend is in it with the dollhouse. She is part of this plan. And the simplest thing they could have done, and the easiest thing they could have done if they actually fucking thought about it, which they obviously didn't. But I don't know if this would work or not. I'm just assuming it would work because if you remember, the dollhouse allows you to take the things out into real life and have them very small, like furniture and stuff like that. But it also allows you to put things in, including living things, like a spider or a rat. So I'm assuming it also allows you to take those living things out. But obviously, um, like if you can take those living things out, doesn't that mean you can take out human beings and have them very tiny sized, like doll sized? So doesn't that mean that this little girl, or one of them could have went over to the little girl's house, by the way, and then they could have teamed up, took this dollhouse, and basically just snatched up the bad guys right then and there and win the whole freaking thing. Like that would have been over with. It's if they did that with the dollhouse, it would have been over with instantly. It would have been like, oh hey bad guy, I'm gonna pick you up and put you in this jar. And hey other bad guy, I'm gonna pick you up and put you in this jar. And now you're tiny, so even if you do escape somehow, you're screwed because you're never gonna be able to do anything ever. Like what, you're gonna be able to lift a key, but you're never gonna become big anymore. Like what are you gonna do if you're super tiny? Like what are you gonna do? So I feel like that's a big missed opportunity, but I guess the story has to go on. So it's like, no, that's too easy. So let's not do that. But that's so stupid. Like it would be the easiest thing. Just pick these two guys up and just put them somewhere. And then they'd be miniature, small little people that can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if this little girl and the more adult people, including the adults, would have thought of this and picked these people up and put them like in a jar, they could have came to her house and been like, okay, give us the people. They gave us the people. And then they could have like put these people anywhere. They could have just left them in this jar and like buried them in the backyard because one's an echo and it's immortal, but the other one's a demon and it can die. They could have like put it in a box and buried it, like sunk it into a river. They could have shipped it off somewhere to like the other side of the world. Who the fuck knows? They could have gave it to government. They could have gave it to the government and been like, "Hey, we found these two little alien creatures," and the government would have done experiments on them for all eternity. I'm just saying, it would have been the most simplest solution, but maybe you could be like, "Oh, that dollhouse doesn't work on people," but that's not stated. I'm pretty sure it probably would work on people. Not to mention, the little girl kills the spider with a pen. Um, and when they're fighting this guy's overpowering them. Doesn't that mean the little girl could just be like, hey, boom, I'm squishing your ass because you're evil. And then, ta-da, problem solved. The guy got squished. Just saying, just problems would have been solved much easier if they would have used this dollhouse to its fullest extent. But no, they didn't. They're just like, nah, let's just not do that because that's too smart. And the show must go on. Anyways, after this guy gets his demon key made, and he can turn people into demons. And then the family is like, hey, listen, the only way we can't turn these people back for some fucking reason. The only way we're going to be able to stop them is by just, executing them. That's the only way we can stop them. Even though that is the stupidest thing ever. All they need to do is get the demon key back to turn them back into normal. But they're like, no, 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 that's stupid. The only way we can stop them is by killing them because, I don't know, plot hole, I guess. A key can unlock and lock. So I'm assuming if you get that key back, you can just lock back up their demon side. Because the key makes them the worst them they can be. And stuff like that. Plus, the key doesn't even make any sense, by the way. Because first off, the key makes them into like pretty much demons, like the worst them they can be. It makes them extra strong and stuff. But for some reason, it also makes them obey the wielder of the key. Unless you're the original creator of the key, then they have to obey the original creator. But basically, it makes them obey the wielder of the key that turned them into the creature. Which I don't know how that works. I don't know why that is the case. I feel like that's kind of stupid. I feel like if you were to turn someone to their worst self, that person would be like, fuck you, I'm not doing your shit. Like, I'm finally the person I want to be. Fuck yourself. But whatever, I guess. They obey him for some reason. Him, her, whatever. For some fucking reason, they obey them. um, Unless their original creator, then they obey the original creator of the key. So it's kind of confusing, but whatever. That's the demon key. Um, and then basically he turns a bunch of people that are influential and stuff like that, eventually turning the bigger boy, his girlfriend into a demon. So he makes a key to kill the demon inside. And lo and behold, this key works and it kills the demon inside, but also kills the host body of said demon. And I thought it would have been more like I think that makes sense because that's not actually a demon. That's like their inner demon. Like that's like the most evil you could be. You know, it's like it's just drawing out your inner demon. So if you get rid of your inner demon, I guess you would die. I don't think you would die though. I think the better option would have been like as soon as he turned his key in her and she turned back to normal. I think the better option would have been this like, hey, not only did the demon die, but the best her she can be is coming out, and now she's like a super duper goody two shoes, who's like almost angel like. I think that would have been a way funnier and way better thing to do with that key. Because I think like taking out the demon side would have made her just like into this like pure good person, and that would have ruined the relationship in itself because she's just like this pure good, like can do no wrong anymore person. And it would have been a really cool dynamic to see what happens if she turned from like evil to this like I'm pure good, like I can't do no wrong, I'm pure good, I can't hurt anybody, like even demons deserve a second chance sort of thing. It would have been very, very interesting. And then I'm assuming she'd eventually be like, listen, I can't stay with you because you've done evil things, sort of thing like that. That would have been cool. But at the end of the day, they kill her just because they're like, we need drama, so let's just kill her off. And by the way, she was offered the key to remember magic, but she's just like, hey, is there horrors of magic? Like, the magic looks beautiful, but there's also stuff that looks ugly. And he's just like, yeah, there is. And she's like, nah, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I don't know, because, I don't know, if someone offered me to see magic for the rest of my life, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I don't give a shit if there's horrors of magic. There's horrors in the real life, man. like, in real life, there's so much fucked up shit that happens daily. And you're just like, well, magic's scary, I guess. So let's not look at that. I'm just saying, if I have the choice, I want to know that magic exists. Um, so that's the whole thing as well. And then at the end of this, he gets very sad because his girlfriend dies. And then, the ghost, uh, the ghost of the boy that killed their father, I think it was, he actually shows them this wingsuit, and this wingsuit is basically a harness vest thing that has a key that gives you wings, kind of like Red Bull. um, but it actually works. um, so it gives the user wings. and it makes him kind of look like an angel bird without the halo. So it's cool. Um, and of course, they use this to go fight against the bad guy who is planning to take over the house and kill them and do a bunch of horrible things. So they use this to go there and distract him as the other ones go there to get the other key, to get the devil key away from him or her at that point, I guess. When the other one, when the girl that came out of the portal completely fine goes to the key house and talks to the little boy. And then there's this epic fight where they end up killing all these people, even though they probably shouldn't have, and they could have saved them all as long as they had stuck the devil key back in and locked it back up. But whatever, that's still how the devil key works. I bet you it is, but they're not going to test that because fuck that. It's too much work. So let's just kill everybody. They're like, let's just fucking kill them all. And hopefully we don't go to jail for this. But somehow they don't because it turns out to be a tragic accident. Because the whole house falls into the river. Or into the lake. Or into the ocean. I don't know what it was. River, lake, ocean. I don't know. So that happens. And at the end, they end up stabbing her with the key that kills the demons. And the Echo guy, he comes back. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm me because I'm not evil anymore. Because I'm an Echo. I'm a immortal being, but I'm not an evil immortal being. You know, because she was evil. I'm good." So he's just kind of there now, immortal, living. I'm assuming if there's a season 2, we might see him again. Um, and then at the end, they win the day. They win the keys. The only thing that we don't have tied up is the evil demon girl. She's still out there, but they're like, she's too much of a pansy to do shit, so fuck her. Pretty much just ignoring it. Um, and then we get like a pretty satisfying ending, I guess, where we get the little boy finally going like, "Hey, mom, I've been seeing that you're getting all fucked up, so I'm gonna make you see magic, because fuck everybody else. I don't give a shit what they say." Which is really good. Good on you, little boy. Um, so he helps her. The big brother, he decides like, "Hey, I don't want to see magic anymore because I want a normal life. Even though I totally could live a normal life with seeing magic, but I don't know, fuck that shit, I guess, because I don't know, because his girlfriend died from magic. I don't know. It's kind of a lame excuse, but whatever. And I'm assuming if there's a season 3, he's in it. He'll probably have to get done the magic key anyways because he'll have to help. So yeah, that will be a thing, I guess. Unless he's not going to be in it at all. I don't know. So that happens. It's a pretty wholesome ending. At the end, he leaves, and they're all kind of wholesomely tying stuff together, the loose ends together. And then evil bitch comes back, the one that they thought they didn't have to worry about, opens the well back up and calls to the well, and this soldier guy that we've been seeing flashbacks of this whole time comes out and he's just like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, "I'm here." And she's basically just like, "You work for me now and we're gonna do some evil shit." And he's like, "No, bitch, you're going to this well. I'm going to do some evil shit." And then he leaves, and he's also an Echo demon. So I'm assuming if there's a season 3, he's the main bad guy, and there's going to be an Echo fight between the good Echo and the bad Echo. He has the everywhere key, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'm super sure, but I'm pretty sure he has it. Which, by the way, is the only way the evil girl, could travel in the first episode, but they lost the everywhere key and the other guy can travel everywhere. I don't know. It's confusing. It's stupid. I don't know. I thought that was the only way he could travel around, but it turns out it wasn't. But yeah, interesting to say the least. And then it leaves on a cliffhanger. So yeah, interesting. Was it worth my time? Uh, the first 4 episodes, I feel like could have been done one or maybe two, but I don't know. It was okay at the end. Nothing special, nothing horrible, just okay. Anyways, I've been rambling long enough, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification. That's the best way to keep my channel. Link down below to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, stay sane. Peace. They should have made so much better keys, man. And that dollhouse, that should have been game over. You win instantly with that thing. Instantly. But they're like, nah, fuck that. We're not gonna do cheating tactics, even though we'd win instantly. So stupid. So stupid. Just saying. And there should be so much better keys, man. Why? The keys are so... Like, some of them are cool. Like, the shadow key, that's cool. The flying key, that's pretty cool. The everywhere key, that's cool. The echo key. Like, who the fuck came up with the echo key? I mean, that's okay key, but I don't know. The fire key is cool. What about a water key? Or an ice key? Like, the strength key, that's cool. What about a speed key, man? I don't know. There's a bunch of keys. They still haven't found all the keys, I assume. I'm just saying, I would like to see more keys that are super cool and super awesome. I don't know. If I were making the keys, I would make some fucking awesome keys. And turns out only a lock can make keys, but I'm assuming that's kind of bullshit. I think only a human can make keys as long as it's whispering to you and all that. I assume that you can make a key. But yeah, anyways, see you later. Peace.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, and share this video, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Shadow, my baby, I love you so much. You're my baby. And you love to sleep in the bathtub. 'Cause you're a weirdo. Shadow, look over here, buddy. Look over here.